thanks for being here first and foremost. Really appreciate it.
For sure, man. I'm glad to be here.
All right, so this is my friend Fran Trachta, and who I affectionately call Track, and other people call him Track as well. And he's a musician. He's an army dude, and ex-army guy, but a patriot, working for the U.S. government for a long, long time now, and a big Topo Chica fan. So, yeah. So anyway, thanks for being here. Tell me about where you're at first and foremost, and what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at this place called Geekdom, and it's like a co-working environment, and it's pretty cool. You get to rent out some spaces above the city, and it's nice, just like a nice break.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling you that sometimes some of the stuff you do, like on a computer, just like you need to change of pace. You know what I mean? Just get your brain outside of that zone. And it's sometimes fun to come down here and just kind of break that pattern and that, the consistent like space that maybe to other people isn't boring, but your mind kind of gets in that routine.
Sure.
You kind of always do the same thing. I like to make my brain do things backwards so it keeps it fresh.
Does it spark a little creative energy in you?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, just the same thought in a different environment changes the entire perspective. And something that's so insignificant, you can all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute, that makes total sense that you may think a certain way, because your brain is always like thinking about that one thing or conquering that one objective or challenge on a daily basis, but other people don't have that perspective. So it's like that's hard for me to do sometimes. I know that you haven't really gotten into anything, but like doing promotional stuff, like I'm always like, God, I'm doing too much of the same thing. And I'm like, wait a minute, there are like a million people out there that have never heard anything that I'm doing. So it's not, I think of it and I think in my brain, I'm thinking about my friends when I need to reach out to a broader audience. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, it's something like in the era of like influencers, and I think about things like how I could reach a broader audience in like a business I'm doing or whatever, and should I be doing canned things, corny things? And I always think how I don't want to look like a fool to my family or friends. And there's a lot of people who have left that behind, and they do really crazy, corny things just for clicks. And I'm not that. I feel like I'm too genuine of a person to do that stuff. But that's like one of the things though that can hold up creativity sometimes, though, right? Is just like you care about what these people think and why. Like that's a big thing. So so you've been doing music for some time, and I feel like lately you've been publishing a lot of music the last few years, and it's great. Like I really enjoy, like every time I see an Instagram post or something from you where you're talking about like recording and releasing a new song, I'm just like, dude, that's so cool. One of the things that I think about with music in general is how difficult it must be to come up with new music, because music's been around for a long time, and you think like the pattern would start to really repeat itself, and coming up with like a new guitar solo, or like whenever you start off like Little Starling and the guitar, like when you come in with that, it's beautiful for one, but it's just like coming up with that originality that I feel like has to be like a huge challenge. So what's your process to just start creating music?
So first of all, I have to back up that question, because creating music isn't really the hardest part. I think the hardest part is finding the flow from the creation point to the promotional part to recording, obviously creation, recording, promotion. Promotion takes a lot of time. And it's like, I wish I could just spend time in the studio all day. I would have so much music out, because it's just like, it's the process of the whole thing. But the process of writing, dude, I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night with like arrangements in my head, and I hear like frequencies, and I'll be like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, wait, no, I got to get up, and I'll record it just to get it out and then come back and like revisit things. I think one of the things I really like is revisiting ideas. Like a lot of times I'll just record stuff quickly on my phone. And it's like, I do like a verse or an intro, and then I record another guitar part, and I'm like, I name it something so I can go back and be like, oh, that's the guitar part for that vocal idea. But coming back to a fresh slate and being like, it's almost like you walk into a room where a painter has like thrown a bunch of colors at the wall, and you come in and you're like, what was going on in that moment? And then you can kind of be like, it's like a catalyst. It's like, I don't know, it never is the same way. There's never like a consistent way to do it for me. It's always, I've got this vocal idea and I've got a guitar part, and sometimes it's together, sometimes it's not. But sometimes recently I've been writing like two parts at the same time. It's the weirdest thing, dude. It's crazy. Like I'll have a guitar part and I'll take it into the timeline in the audio process, record that, and then I'll bring in the bass part. And I kind of will get to a point where I'm not sure where to go, but then I listen back and I'm like, oh, no wonder there's two parts going. So each part's doing this like flow. If I took just one part, I might go in this one direction, but if I pull in both parts, it kind of like, it takes on this like, it's like flowing, almost like a bird when you see like it catches air and it does like, you gotta let it have room to breathe. I think that's the most important thing. I've learned going into the studio at Harder to bring in an idea and definitely stick with that idea. But the coolest thing that we've been doing with John Harder is the engineer, and he's the son of Keith Harder. Keith Harder owns the studio. He's owned it forever. And now Josh and John are in the mix. So it's like a family-run studio. It's awesome. So much great energy in there. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because I just sat down with John and we talked about this. And at first I would come in with an idea and say, here's the part, and just play it like it's supposed to be. But now I kind of come in and let him do his thing with his frequencies and the mic placement. And all of a sudden now in my ears, I'm hearing something totally different. And that's so now cool. I'm like, the guitar part that I had that used to be very percussive and like played on an acoustic, now I can do like some finger picking and give it this nuance that it never had before. And it's very delicate, but in the recording, it comes out like the presence of that sound is right in your face. It's almost like if you were to listen to someone playing acoustic guitar, finger picking very like quietly in a park, and you're kind of like, I don't know what's going on over there. But now all of a sudden you walk over to that same person and you put your face right in the guitar hole. Changes the whole perspective.
Sure.
And now you're like, wow, what is happening? This is so cool.
Becomes more defined, I guess.
Totally more defined. And now you can change the way you sing, the way that the frequencies are kind of expanding in the recording. So like I said, I don't wish that there was one way. I like it how it is. I like the fact that it's always new. It's always this like, what is going to happen? Every time I go in the studio, I get like butterflies because I'm like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? I have no idea how this is going to work. And it just starts to like take shape. And you're like, wow, this is so cool. Now I see the direction we're going in.